Alright, greetings Planet YouTube and welcome to another episode of ArcCraft. Kilson here, and today is episode 9 and we are going to get into some pretty cool stuff as always. So behind me here is the Villager Enchantment Center, which Scooch and I started back in episode 7. We had just started the process of loading villagers into that center, and I'm happy to report that we're pretty much like 99% done. We still need Fire Protection 4 and Power 5. I'm not as concerned about Power 5. I do really want Fire Protection 4 though, but we're going to get both of them eventually anyways, so no need to worry. And we also want to get back to work on the Guardian Farm. I want to see if I can finish off the Guardian Farm today. It's been a huge project so far, but I'm kind of at like the point where I'm ready to put the final push in. I installed a bunch of glass along the sidings of it, and I'm going to recruit the help of Scooch and Hoyle Bay and Dr. Satch a little bit later, and we're all going to try and get the Guardian Farm finished up. So yeah, let's get into first person perspective and let's head into the Villager Center. Now, design wise, we're going to do a lot of things to kind of make this more beautiful. Like, we're going to get rid of this rail. This was just to ship the villagers in. So we're going to get rid of the rail. We're going to put a proper door in place. Right now we're just using this peg to kind of keep the pillagers and other monsters out of here. All of this cobblestone, this rail system, this is all going to be gone. This is just to get the villagers in here, so don't worry, we're going to be making this a lot more beautiful. We're going to add more concrete and prismarine, and we'll probably make like a little balcony up here to access these guys. But yeah, basically, so you can see we did a lot of work shipping all kinds of villagers in here. And I also worked really hard to make sure that the prices were pretty good. Not everyone has amazing prices, but a lot of these guys have really, really good prices, which is awesome. So yeah, you can see here we're missing fire protection. We're going to get that, but we're pretty much done. We got protection. We got all the different types of protections along here. Blast protection, projectile protection, thorns. Then we got looting, efficiency, mending, unbreaking, fortune. Then up here we've got Silk Touch, Aqua Affinity, Respiration, Depth Strider, Feather Falling. Then down here we start to get to the lesser enchantments, but there's still some nice ones like Sharpness 5, Sweeping Edge 3 is important, Fire Aspect's pretty good. But yeah, these ones are less important, I'd say. And then these guys in the middle on the bottom here, these are the least important of all. So you got things like your Fishing Rod enchantments or like Curse of Binding. So we're going to build a basement down below and we're going to put those guys down there. We're probably not going to use them too often, but it's good to have them just in case. And then if I go back up to the top over here, I'm just going to show you as an example. So if I talk to our mending guy, Sean Mendez, as you can see, he's got really good prices here. So I can just put some emeralds and some books, and I can get a mending book for 10 emeralds, which is awesome. And then likewise, our unbreaking guy, I don't think he has a name yet, but we're going to think of a fun pun name for him. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But yeah, 14 emeralds for an Unbreaking 3 book, which is also really amazing. And the list goes on. All these guys have really good prices. And we're trying to get them funny punny names too, like Aquaman is Aqua Affinity. It's hard to see him. Oh, Jason Momoa, right? Because he played Aquaman, so that's our Aqua Affinity guy. And yeah, our channeling guy, we named him Channeling Tatum. So yeah, you can see we're just trying to come up with pun names for everyone. We haven't named everyone by a long shot, so if you guys have some good pun names for some of these enchantments, feel free to submit those suggestions in the comments, and we will consider naming some of them this. Quick Charge, Yosemite Sam, and let's show off some of these other villager houses that Scooch has been working on. So that's our enchanted book house, and I like the design that he's going with. He's got different bricks and blocks to differentiate the different houses, and then he's got this cool design around the outside with glass along the border with some different blocks under each one. So for example, here's sea lanterns. This one has netherrack and nether brick. Okay, so yeah, these are all different villager houses, and we're gonna go inside and check what each one has to offer. So this one's pretty sweet. This one is, what do we have in here? We've got clerics. So they've got things that you could use for potions. Redstone, oh man, redstone and lapis, that's amazing. That's really, really good. So we can get redstone and lapis whenever we want. We don't have to go mining for those anymore. And then he's even got bottle o enchanting, which is a really great price point there. So we can just get as much experience as we want through this because we have access to unlimited emeralds at this point. So yeah, this is the cleric house. Right, so this one we have, these are the armorers and the weaponsmith, and we just have a whole bunch of diamond armor down here, which we can unenchant and add whatever enchantments we want to. And then likewise over here, we've got some diamond tools, an axe and a sword, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, these guys are going to be really handy. We're not going to have to use our diamonds anymore to craft this stuff. We can just come here and buy it off of these guys whenever we want. So that's pretty cool. I love that place. This one I think is stonemasons. So these guys just sell a variety of bricks and stone blocks and maybe some terracotta as well. Chiseled stone. Yeah, we got glazed terracotta and bricks. So yeah, this is going to be really good for just like construction type projects. And then the last villager house that Scooch put up. This is this is one of the best ones of all. We built this iron farm way up in the sky a little while back, and it's in the spawn chunks, which means it always stays loaded, and it's always producing iron basically, no matter what. As long as someone's in the game, it's always producing iron. And so I had this idea I told Scooch a while back, and we finally decided to follow through on it, and that was to pile chests and hoppers all the way from the top all the way down to the ground. And Scooch built a little iron trading villager house back here. So if we just go in here, all these guys will trade for iron, as you can see here. Pretty cheap rates too for the most part. And all these chests just fill up entirely with iron, endlessly, forever. Like, no matter what, like, this silo of iron just keeps filling up. The farm produces iron faster than we can use it, so... I mean, it's so many chests. I don't think it's full yet, but it's getting full. Let's see. Is there iron all the way up here yet? Okay, it's not quite up here yet. Let's fly down a little bit. We've only had it like this for a few days. There we go. So, yeah, as you can see, all these chests are filled. That's pretty high up. I'd say that's like probably a third of the way. Maybe more. Filled with iron to about there, and it's just going to keep filling up until it gets all the way to the top again, and then the excess at that point will burn in the lava trap. But yeah, we're just going to have infinite, endless iron, which we can then trade for emeralds down here. So I can just come and grab a whole bunch of iron over here, and I can just go on down the line, trading iron to all these guys. You get a ton of XP in the process. You get a ton of emeralds out of this. So basically what we have here is an unlimited emerald machine factory. So we just have an absolutely insane amount of iron and emeralds at our disposal at any moment, which is really, really good. So yeah, there's lots of developments happening in the town and with the villagers, and we're pretty happy about what's happening here. I think we're going to consider upgrading the town into a city at some point. It's starting to get pretty big, and we're starting to get some taller buildings as well. Scooch has got a silo tower over there. And if we go this way, Robbie's working on a tower down over here as well. Yeah, here we are. And I think he wants to do like kind of a construction store. So he's going to sell, I don't know what he's planning on selling, but I like what he's got going. It kind of looks like a apartment building, or yeah, just like store warehouse or something like that. So yeah, nice work, Robbie. He is one of our more recent server members, so he hasn't had as much of a chance to develop his structures or his equipment and materials yet. So I think we're actually going to help him get his first set of elytra today. So Scooch, Schnurb, and I, and Robbie, we're all going to meet up, and we're going to head to the end and help him get an elytra. And then he'll be on par with the rest of us. He'll have all of his materials and his equipment ready to go. And he's got his first structure in the works here. So yeah, Robbie is well on his way to getting fully suited up and getting everything he needs to play like a pro. Oh, and looks like Schnurb's got some shy guys he's adding on to his castle, which is pretty sweet. I think he's got one on either side. Yeah, nice. So he's really into the pixel art. He's a huge Mario fan, obviously. All right, so I'm going to meet up with the boys. We're going to help Robbie get his elytra and a couple other random silly shenanigans that I'd like to share as well. So we'll do like a little montage video here for you guys. So after Scooch tagged me at the end of episode 8, I caught Schnurb off guard, and I passed the tag along to him. Nice, I got him just in time, right before he left. A couple days after that, Schnurb got me back while I was working on one of my farms. Sadly, I wasn't recording at the time, so we didn't get to capture that. But then I caught an unsuspecting Hoylbay working on her base, so then I passed the tag along to her. After that, Hoylbay invited Scooch and myself down into her base for a closer look. And yeah, I gotta say, it's looking pretty nice in here. I really like the emerald, the sea lanterns, all the gold and the honey blocks. And then behind her banner, we had a secret bunker that she's been working on. It's got some really nice decorative touches, cool dining room area, enchanting area. But then in the kitchen, if you go actually into the cupboard and behind this door, there was another secret area that led down a stairwell into Hoylbay's mine. So very cool, nice work. And as I was swimming home one day, I got attacked by a ridiculous mob of drowned. Had to fight them all off. Oh man, there's a freaking horde of these guys right now. They're coming from all over. Maybe I'll get a trident out of this. If I get one trident out of this, I'll be happy. Oh my god. This is absolute insanity. What the hell is going on? He's helping me kill them. This is awesome. Nice, you just killed them for me. Party's over. Okay, there's a trident, sweet, so we'll get rid of some dirt.
Everyone get your pumpkin heads on. We're having a meeting.
So Schnurb, Robbie, Scooch, and myself suited up with our pumpkin heads to prepare to fight the Ender Dragon to get Rob his Elytra.
Bum, 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 bum. The town of Halloween.
And pro tip, if you guys weren't aware, wearing a pumpkin on your head prevents Endermen from aggroing you, so it's really good when you're going into the end and you gotta do dangerous business in there. And on the way to the end, Schnurb really pissed me off, so I was forced to kill him.
Don't make me shoot you with a fucking arrow. Oh. Alright, let's go. What the fuck was that? He's killing me. It's happening. It just happened.
All your stuff's safely in this chest.
Fuck you. Just to be clear.
Okay, fine. That's fair. Yeah,
I'm allowed to say that. I mean, normally you just slap me and give me some meat, but that was uncalled for. So
that wasn't
I'm just saying fuck you. That's all I'm saying.
Yo.
That's it. I was seriously didn't think you were gonna kill me. That's why I was like, oh whatever. And then I narrated the whole thing as it was happening, right? I'm like, he's killing. This is happening. And then all
In
you
the
can hear
next
is
episode.
yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm probably gonna die. I'm sorry.
Were you guys kissing there? Last kiss?
No.
Yeah.
That was not.
Little nose rub.
Here it is. With all four of us concentrating our fire on the Ender Dragon, we made quick work of it this time around. But unfortunately not before Robbie exploded upon the Ender Dragon spawning.
Okay.
I'm going for the one that has the scaffolding right here.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh no.
I exploded, apparently.
Lahiria says Wiley times at.
Nice, Willie.
I picked up the dragon head and the Elytra, so I tossed them back down so that Robbie could finally get his first Elytra on the server. He then equipped himself with the dragon head, which is awesome. An honorary member of the Dragon Bros group. I then set up a Haste 2 mining beacon so that we could gather up a whole bunch of obsidian from these end crystal pillars here.
Lahiria says Yerg.
I felt bad about killing Schnurb, but Scooch had a cool idea to help make it up to him.
Oh, it's Kilson.
Hello, neighbors. Yo,
Kilson in
Schnurp.
flesh.
Starting
Yeah.
right here at this pressure plate right here.
Yeah.
Run full speed in a straight line. And don't say anything until you're at the end. Go for it.
Oh, fuck off. That is the coolest shit ever. Oh, man. That is fucking beautiful.
To go along with your booze, you know?
Totally, man.
Sweet.
Man, I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again. It's like a slide. I want to go down again. Fuck yeah. Fuck off. That is so cool, man. I'll never get sick of that.
And then you open the castle gate
Unfortunately,
afterwards.
it's not the same the other way, but
Yeah. Yeah, because the castle gate opens in Mario. Oh, man. We should make it yellow.
Alright, so now that Rob's got his Elytra and he's all set to go, I'm going to head back over to the Guardian Farm and keep working on that. I think Scooch is going to give me some time and help out as well, and then I think a little bit later on Dr. Satch and Hoylebay are going to help as well. So yeah, we're going to get everyone working on the Guardian Farm, and we're going to see if we can finish that off today. Okay, so in today's time-lapse sequence, we're going to finish off the Guardian Farm, and the first phase of that is to lay down a layer of ice along the entire top of the water inside the farming area here. Scooch is here helping me, so let's get this ice laid down. Alright, and next we have to fill in a whole bunch of fence gates and water currents along the top of the ice here, and we have to build up the glass walls as we go so that it all stays inside of the glass. This was one of the most painstaking parts of the entire process. We had to carefully place each fence gate and then open each one, and we had to make sure each one stayed open in the right direction, and it was just really, really intricate, and it got harder and harder as we had to build deeper and deeper into the water. So yeah, this took us several hours working together, and I'm really glad I had Scooch's help on this. Finally though, we did get the entire thing filled in with fence gates and water currents, and then Dr. Satch and Hoylebay logged in, and we all drank invisibility potions, we got ourselves some prismarine slabs, and we all worked together to start building a roof on top of the Guardian Farm. Then next up we had to add the soul sand along the bottom, and this has the unique property of creating water jets, as you can see, which will then push the guardians up into the trap that we created up above. And we had to be very careful here, and obviously we had to use our invisibility potions because there was lots of guardians down here. Now came the fun part of designing the killing mechanism and the temple down below where we're going to be using the farm and collecting all of the drops and XP. So I got to work on building a lava trap, which the guardians were going to pass through and take fire damage, and then take fall damage into a chamber down below. Meanwhile, Hoyle Bay and Dr. Satch were busy working on the temple and designing the temple, and Scooch was going back and forth getting supplies for us and helping wherever he could. And that brought us to our final stage, which was to remove the top layer of ice so that the guardians could pass through up into the trap. And yeah, it's absolutely crazy how much work this farm took, but how satisfying it is to finally have it completed. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I tried doing this in the Bedrock edition with Scooch, and it just didn't work out for us too well. So that was one of the main factors for us wanting to eventually switch to Java. And yeah, I'm really happy we got this farm finally finished. After completing the farm though, we were trapped inside, and the only way out was either to go through the lava trap or to break our way out through the wall. So we just broke out and then repaired the damage. Yeah, that's just from a couple minutes. That's amazing. We're getting a lot of prismarine.
Yeah, it's insane. The storage for this thing's gonna have to be nuts.
Alright guys, here it is. I'm at the completed Guardian farm, and as you can see behind me, the Guardians are spawning like crazy. This is amazing. So, yeah. Basically the way this works is the Guardians spawn on the soul sand in this huge chamber down here, and the soul sand then pushes them up with water jets, pushes them up into the trap up above where the fence gates and water currents are. Then they travel down the water currents, they get sucked into this tube right here, and they keep traveling down the tube, which has more water currents, pushing them into a lava trap, which you can see right here. And Hoyle Bay even made like a little display area so you can see all the Guardians passing through the lava, which is awesome. So the lava does a bunch of damage to them, then they fall through down underneath the lava. They fall through a long drop, and they fall into the chamber below down here where the actual reserve for the farm is. So they're on fire when they fall through the lava, but then that gets rid of the fire, and it doesn't kill them because they land in water. So I can actually toggle the water on and off, which I'll show in a second, but let me just come in here. I'm going to close these trapdoors. Unfortunately, all of my gear is pretty much mended up right now, so I can't really show how this works, how well this works, but it works really well. So I just come here with my sweeping edge, I kill these guys, and you just get a ridiculous amount of experience. You can see right here. So yeah, we have a really good source of XP here, and not only XP, but all of the drops from these guys are getting sent up through these tubes into these chests right here. So you can see these chests are filling up with prismarine crystals, prismarine shards, and you can even see them getting sent up through the water elevator right there. That's why I made these windows instead. And you can see the fish on this side. So we also do collect raw cod, and if you turn the water off, every additional guardian that spawns and falls through the trap is gonna take fall damage and die now. And because they're on fire when they die, they actually produce cooked cod instead of raw cod. So then you can come over here, you can collect all the cooked cod. But then we also do get some rare drops from time to time as well in the form of guardian heads, pufferfish, tropical fish, and raw salmon. So this is like the rare drops slash cooked cod silo. And I've got an item sorter down below, which is sorting all the items into their separate silos, and then all the items are moving up into their respective chests. So yeah, we got a really good item sorting system here. I'm really proud of this. It looks like, is the prismarine shard elevator not working at the moment? Let me go check the maintenance hatch. Sometimes I will go down into the maintenance hatch and for some reason the shards get clogged up. So yeah, that is the case. You can see right here. All that happens is sometimes we'll get 2 shards in here, and if more than 1 shard passes through here, then the system gets clogged up. So every once in a while I do have to come here and unclog it. It's not that big of a deal though. That's why I leave the maintenance hatch open and accessible. I would like to try and fix that eventually, but it's really not the end of the world. And then when that's unblocked, you'll be able to see all the prismarine shards flying up through the water elevator there as well. And then each of these silos has quite a number of chests attached to it. I think it's like 5 or 6 chests, so we do have quite a lot of storage. And then I even attached, the shards are the most common, so I attached a lava destroyer on the other side, so if this chest silo gets filled up, the rest of the shards will get sent into the lava and destroyed. That way they won't be lagging the server. So far I've just got that for the shards, but if I find it'll be necessary for the other drops, I might equip them with a lava destroyer as well. So yeah, we can toggle the water on and off, which is super cool. This is an AFK switch, so if you want to collect a whole bunch of prismarine to build with, you're obviously going to have to spend, an hour or 2 here to get enough prismarine to be significant. So what we can do is we can hit the AFK switch. So if you were to just stand here without pressing any buttons, after a few minutes, Minecraft would recognize that you weren't playing and it would kick you out of the game, basically. And to prevent that, we want to be able to AFK and get a whole bunch of drops. So what we do is we just hit the switch back and forth, and then that makes the game think you're constantly playing and it won't boot you from the server. But then if you press F3 plus T, you can let go of the mouse and it'll keep clicking. So there we go. I'm not touching the mouse anymore. That's me clapping. You can see I'm not touching any controls. And basically this allows me to go make a sandwich or go get a cup of coffee or use the washroom or have a nap or whatever I need to do. And while I'm doing that, I'll still be in-game collecting prismarine, which I can then use to craft sea lanterns and prismarine blocks and all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, this is a really great system I've got in place here. And then let me just show you some of the other features. So this is an item check, and the way this works, so if I just throw everything in here, just throw all of my items in here. There we go. So now I have an empty inventory, and I want to make, let's say I want to make sea lanterns, because those are one of the rarest things that we can get from this. So we're going to get 16 stacks of these guys. So that was 12, there we go, 16. And then we filled up the rest of our inventory with prismarine crystals, which is 20 stacks. And then that is perfectly enough to craft 4 stacks of sea lanterns. And we just shift click. We can get our 4 stacks of sea lanterns really easily. Voila. So if I had my inventory clogged up with all my items, I wouldn't be able to do that as easily. So I have this item checkbox where I can throw my inventory in there, and then I can craft up all the prismarine or the sea lanterns that I want. And then I can throw them into my ender chest if I want, so I don't have to carry the sea lanterns. So we got this craft and carry station, and then we got our item check, so we can get all our items back now. So yeah, I'm really happy with the output and the design of this Guardian farm. It's working really nicely. It looks really nice. I love that everyone kind of came together on this. So yeah, there's the temple from the outside. Scooch even made this Guardian mural on the ground, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, I installed a triple beacon. This is my first triple beacon. As you can see, I added some glass panes just to change the colors. We got the 3 primary colors. But yeah, this is giving us speed, power 2, defense 2, and regeneration. So this is a really awesome beacon. And obviously for with the Guardians, they have thorns and they do quite a bit of damage even if they're not directly attacking you. So we need the regen and the defense for that. And then the power just helps us to kill them with 1 hit, which is nice. So yeah, we got a really cool thing happening here. This is a little seaside town that was kind of next to the Guardian farm, which is cool. So we're going to keep developing this. We're going to turn this into a little underwater town. Scooch is going to do something with that sunken ship, Hoyle Bay's already converted this into a little house. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make this my little sunken house. And then I'm going to actually put some fishermen villagers in this one. So I'm going to remove the water, build walls and things, and I'm going to put 2 fishermen in here. So that's going to be a challenge getting the fishermen down in through the water under there. But basically, because we get a ton of fish here, I want to be able to trade the fish for emeralds right away. So we'll just bring the fish over down through our little seaside town, and we'll be able to trade them to the fishermen right away, which is cool. Okay, but so I've been collecting a ridiculous amount of prismarine, and I've been having some fun with it. I've always wanted to build with unlimited prismarine and sea lanterns, so I've been having some fun, and I want to show you guys some of the cool things I've been doing with that. So I built a conduit down here to go with our beacon, so we have underwater breathing. We've got power-ups from the beacon, but a cool feature of this conduit is obviously I've made it in the ground, so it's kind of unique in that way. It's not just floating like other conduits; it's just like embedded in the ground. But if we go inside the conduit, there's actually a secret passage. And down in this secret passage, I've got a dolphin planted in this little window area. So he's going to give us unlimited dolphin power. So let me just show you from the top. Okay, so we head down into the conduit, and we're going to get our dolphin boost. And then we just speed along this tunnel. Bam, 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 bam. Brrrr. And then there's a dolphin on this side too, so we can go back the other way if we want, which is awesome. There he is. But if we come up here, this brings us to another conduit embedded in the ground, and this is right outside Arctown. So we have a conduit, basically, zooming us back and forth from the Guardian Farm into Arctown, which is awesome. I also made a path above the conduit tunnel just to kind of flesh out the world a little bit more. I just kind of had like the idea of building like this ruinous underwater path made of prismarine. So yeah, you can see some sea lantern lampposts along the way, a little bit of broken prismarine walls, a whole bunch of seaweed and whatnot, vegetation, taking us right over to the Guardian village. So yeah, I really like what we have going on here. So this is another really cool thing I've been working on. There's my island and my house right over up there, and this is kind of the bottom of Arctown. But I also started building this crazy tunnel system down here. So you can see the entrance to the tunnel system. Had a lot of fun building this. And it just zooms us right in here. And I have a beacon coming out of that conduit as well, which is giving us speed 2. So now we can run around really quickly through this tunnel system, which is awesome. If I go left, this takes me to what will be my store. If I go this way instead, takes me down a really long tunnel of prismarine, and then we have bedrock along the floor. I thought that would be kind of cool to throw bedrock in the floor there too. Well, I didn't throw it there. It was already there. I just built around it. This is our first station, so if I come up, there's an elevator here, an elevator shaft. So if I pop up the elevator shaft, this brings me all the way up into my basement of my house. So you guys have been here this a million times. This is my basement workshop, my house. And before there used to be a staircase taking me down to my mines, but I took out the staircase and I replaced it with this sweet prismarine elevator shaft. And then to get back down, obviously we just drop down this part into some water. We're totally safe. So that's the elevator shaft up to my house. And then if we go down this way, we can keep going down, and I made another station down this way. So yeah, I made another elevator station this way, and this will take us up to... Whoa, lots of slimes around today. All the slimes are spawning. Yeah, basically I keep going along this elevator shaft into this tunnel. This is all under the ocean. I've hollowed out, got rid of all the water in here. And we've got prismarine tunnel with some glass, and I also like the fact that we have sea lanterns in the floor too, and then sea lanterns behind glass along the wall here. But yeah, so that's the end of our seaside tunnel for now, but we're going to continue that into the AFK Island and build an elevator up into the AFK Isle. So after I completed the Guardian farm, I decided to take some inspiration from Impulse SV. He's one of the members of Hermitcraft, and he also does a lot of other cool things related to Minecraft. So I even gave him credit right here. Impulse SV's Guardian Goodies, that's what he named his store in Hermitcraft Season 7. So yeah, if we go inside here, I even have the same price points, although he did just lower his prices. So I think I'm going to do the same here in my store. I'm going to lower my prices as well. We're a franchisee of Impulse, so we got to match the the headquarter prices, you know. If he lowers the prices, he's slashing prices, we gotta slash prices here too. But yeah, I think we've sold some of this stuff, so, oh nice. So yeah, we got some sales in here, and I think all this is gone. Beautiful. I'll reset the prices, and I'm gonna restock this store too. But yeah, I think it was pretty cool that Impulse built this place, and he made it look like a Guardian, and I'm really happy I copied that design. Adds a little bit more life to Arctown. Okay, so if we head back in, I have made the adjustments in the price that I was talking about. So now it's 1 diamond per half stack, which is 32 blocks of dark prismarine. I think that's a really good deal. This stuff is not easy to get your hands on, so I think people are going to be happy. And I've also restocked it, so I was completely out before, so I spent a bunch of time grinding and getting more dark prismarine. And we're also going to show in the next episode, I'll show how it's been easier to get a lot of this, but that's a big process. So we're going to save that for episode 10. So yeah, we're able to sell that for a bit cheaper now, but it's still pretty difficult to make and get. So we're selling it for half a stack for 1 diamond. Sea lanterns, we've lowered the price to 1 diamond for a full stack. These are pretty much the same price. I made this a little bit cheaper as well. You can now get 3 stacks instead of 2 stacks for a diamond. So yeah, so we're slashing prices there, and we were fully restocked, which is awesome. So ArcCraft members, feel free to come over to Guardian Goodies and get yourself some Prismarine, some Sea Lanterns, and all that other good stuff. Well, guys, unfortunately, that's going to do it for me today in episode 9 of ArcCraft. But yeah, we made a lot of great progress. We finished off the Guardian farm, which I'm really happy about to finally be done with that. That was a huge amount of work. We got a whole bunch of other awesome villagers in place, and yeah, we just got into some fun shenanigans. Helped Robbie get his Elytra finally. Look forward to episode 10 very soon. There's a few things that I haven't showed off in the world yet, so episode 10 is going to be kind of like a catch-up episode, just get up to speed on everything that we have done that I haven't had a chance to show yet. And then at that point, we're going to take a little break because Final Fantasy VII is now out, the Final Fantasy VII remake for PS4, and I do want to play that and make YouTube content about that. So we're going to take a little bit of a break from Minecraft, but stay tuned for episode 10. That's going to be out very soon. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in ArcCraft episode 10. All right, Kilson out. Later.